Shalom, giving all glory, honor, praise to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000, pushing truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. Your brother Tabal Yakonah coming at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing, it's edifying. You know, it's just a lot of stuff going on. You got Netanyahu came over and kicking it with Trump in the White House, and they're discussing Gaza, which that whole thing is, is a ethnic cleansing. And it looks as though, when you listen to Trump and Netanyahu, Trump's hand seems to be, he doesn't seem too enthusiastic, should I say, about the whole situation. He's just kind of like trying to look at it from like a business point of view, like real estate or something, and doesn't realize that the Lord is drawing him in, through his sword. Another facet of his sword, well, his sword, the nation that was blessed with the sword would be the Edomites, all right, so-called white people, and their chief nation is Amalek, which are the so-called small hatters. Got to say it that way because they'll flag your video. I wouldn't even say the so-called small. They're the small hatters, small hat, dreidels and stuff. Those aren't the people. Those aren't the true people of the Lord. Those aren't the chosen people of the Lord. The chosen people of the Lord are you Israelites. We fit the curses, man. Let's grab curses real quick just to prove that point. Because those people don't fit the curses. They don't fit the curses. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you fit the curses. We fit the curses, okay? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. And that's talking about our oppression, man. Since we've been here in America, which is Babylon the Great, according to the book of Revelation, the 17th chapter, that whore that rides the beast back, which is also the NATO and beast is NATO and the EU, the revival of the Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire. All right, you can see that through all the architecture, through the setup, the two-party government, and just the ruling class of people themselves. They call themselves white people. There's no such thing as white. There's no such thing as black. Those are social constructs used to push white supremacy. All right. They're used as like a divide and conquer tool for the masses of the people, so that the elite, which are Edomites, and most of them are Amalekites. Again, those small hatters who rule the world, through their banking system. All right, and everything kind of, what do they say? The fish stinks from the head down. I believe that's how it goes. Or follow the rich white man. Again, they're not white. They're red. Their blood shows forth through their skin. White and black are just social constructs, man, which plays on the minds of the people. Because when you go deeper into these things, black, white, they have spiritual meanings. Black meaning void of light, or void of knowledge and wisdom, and bad. And white meaning pure and clean, And as the scriptures say, this world puts dark for light and light for dark. All right. And it's essentially it's upside down, man. All right. Through the pushing of its philosophies, which the scriptures speak about, wine, how all the kings of the earth were drunk with the wine of that whore, again, Babylon the Great, which is America. But let me get back. I'm kind of tunneling down. So I'll reread Deuteronomy 28 and 29, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. That's a curse upon you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And it's not on those small hatters, man. Neither here in America, Babylon the Great, or over there in that state of Israel. Those people are doing just fine. They pass their money down to the children, and it just snowballs and snowballs through the generations. They're not being oppressed. They're not working 12-hour, 18-hour shifts, day in and day out. They're not being pulled over and thrown into the court system and then given ridiculous court sentences and thrown into another form of slavery, which is institutional. This prison industrial complex. It's just another form of slavery. And even if you're not in that institution, just the day-to-day grind in America, Babylon the Great is a form of slavery. Even if you're a so-called even if you're a small hatter, you're working all these crazy hours, man, day in and day out. So the elite have all the people in slavery, but especially, there's tiers to this. There's a hierarchy to this, man. This is why they have the social construct of black and white, so that the white people can, well, at least I'm not black, and the black people, they're so downtrodden, through chattel slavery, hundreds of years of chattel slavery. I'm talking about, getting your backs whipped, getting your limbs cut off, getting solitary confinement, which still goes on today, man, for days and weeks on end. Treated like straight up animals, and worse and worse. Okay? And that's why this devil is going to go down. He's going to get slavery, and all you Tom-ass Christians, with your warped, what do you call it? Where you take the side of the oppressor, man. Where you love your oppressor, man. That's another scripture, man. So like I'm a little, it gets you pissed off, man. It gets you pissed off, man, because you got your own people, fucking sellouts, Tom-ass niggas, man. It just, Lord, of course the Lord blinds them, but it's like, damn, man. Nigga, keep track of the freaking board, man. This devil's his record goes all the way down the road, man. All the way, far, man. And you don't think this devil's you don't think he's gonna pay for it? He shall surely drink. That's what the scriptures say, man. Damn. I'm trying to get this word, man. Stockholm syndrome. That's what I'm trying to get. I'll pull a definition real quick and then Grab a couple more scriptures and then I'll be out. All right, this is Stockholm Syndrome, according to Cleveland Clinic. Stockholm Syndrome is a coping mechanism to a captive or abusive situation. We were captive and abused in slavery. Were we not? Both of those. Captive means slavery. We were abused in that situation. Chattel slavery. Chattel, you put the cattle, treated like cattle. Yokes of iron. It says people develop positive feelings toward their captors or abusers over time. And this is what these guys in the church, these bug out Christians are doing, man. They're just bugging out, man. They envy the oppressor, man. They love their master. All right. It says this condition applies to situations including child abuse, coach athlete abuse, relationship abuse, and sex trafficking. Yeah, we were in a relationship and still to this day in a relationship with this devil, man. You think he's just gonna just let us free, man? He done got all kinds of free labor off of the Lord's people. Propped up this empire, America, millions and billions and trillions of dollars off of free labor. You think he's just gonna let you go? Oh yeah, you know what? You're free now. No. Now you're yoked up through birth certificates and paperwork, man. Social security numbers, so forth and so on, man. He's tracking you. You don't have to have a yoke of iron around you no more. Your mind is already gone. All right. It says treatment includes psychotherapy, talk therapy, and medications if needed. Yeah. The situation was so damaging, man. It gets to the psyche, man, and really all the way to the DNA. A lot of that trauma is passed down through the blood, man, of our people. Isaiah 14:2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that's talking about the kingdom. This is what this devil's going to get. He's going to get slavery, as it's written. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's 2 Ezra 6 and verse 9. And also, he that leadeth into captivity, slavery. What's this definition it say? Stockholm Syndrome is a coping mechanism to a captive or abusive situation. We were captives. Okay? Back to Isaiah 14:2. Continuing on, it says, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So after our captivity is up here in Babylon the Great, the elect is going to be beamed up into UFOs, so-called UFOs. Those are the chariots of the Lord. You can read up on that by yourself. Going to come back down in the kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth as it is in heaven, as the scriptures say, man. And what does it say? And they shall rule over their oppressors. And that's not just the so-called white man. That's the rest of you freaking heathens. Okay. Talking about all of y'all that were Confederate. Psalms 83rd chapter, Confederate against us. You know, and still to this day, we don't sit down at your G3, G7 summits. Your UN Council, you don't see a so-called Negro up in there making, if you do, it might be a nigger woman and they got her, their hand in her back. Bitch, you say this, You don't see us at that table. You don't see no so-called Mexican at that table. You don't see no so-called Indian, Native American at that table, But when the throne of David comes onto the earth, the kingdom of heaven, not going to be in the fairy tale in the skies, it's going to be on earth. Then you devils are going to fucking pay, and the rest of y'all heathen going to pay too. So Lord willing, I was edifying, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom.